Speaker, we want to see proper exemptions, which is coming. So you see this attitude of attempting to give one, take more, give one. This and the other attitude, we can read in between the lines. I want the finance minister to rise on a point of order against this submission from 2025 to 2028, because it's very important.
Minority leader, know the rules. In your comment, you cannot invite.
It is a rhetorical political statement.
When on what I am saying, I don't know how rhetorical this question will be.
Mr. Speaker, you want to get into the debates
without necessarily inviting anybody to comment once you have the floor.
Mr. Speaker, I'll be pleased because
I remember that is why I am saying to take that you are making. Go ahead with your submission.
Very well.
Having in mind standing order 167.
Mr. Speaker, always had
the second deputy and comment on the report.
The debate at this stage is at large. That is where you discuss all matters. And I'm saying that this government is not who are expecting an else. The government is going to extend that levy from 2025 to 2028. That is my submission. So it's just a matter of giving it to leader. He says now the disposable incomes of the ordinary Ghanaian in the business environment is going to be high and all. And I'm saying that in reality there's nothing like that. This government is not proposing anything new. If government is really giving, they should allow tax exemption to achieve real growth. To achieve real growth. They are not committing to that. We have businessmen, we have entrepreneurs who need such exemption so that the cost of the ordinary Ghanaian to benefit. It's a 1.5%. Interact with members of the Association of Ghana Industries. Interact with members of the Chamber of Commerce. Interact with the ordinary Ghanaian businessman. What kind of consultations did you do? They are the ones who are suffering. And they are the ones that if indeed you need to provide support to the private sector, you should attend to them. You are not doing that. Have you interacted with the Kantamanto businessmen? Have you interacted with the importers? Living up to it, promises, the disposable. Mr. Speaker, look forward, private sector. And I don't think that this government is for the private sector. I shall submit.
Members before ceding the 6, which reads, the report of the committee, together with the explanatory memorandum to the bill with or without amendment or its rejection by Parliament. Honourable members, standing order 1 is read, states that when a motion is moved that a bill be read a second time, a full debate shall ensue on the basis of the explanatory memorandum and the reports from the relevant committee. So it is the explanatory memorandum and to members. I do not think at second
comment in proper perspective. Right will not mean that the terms will be rendered odious. So, Speaker, I vehemently disagree. The Speaker, rather, if we fail to act, the Ghana Gold Board will now become a withholding agent, tasked with the responsibility to withhold 1.5% of all unprocessed. Mr. Speaker, it is important for us to understand that that small-scale gold miner, if you do not remove this particular tax, that small-scale gold miner will, Mr. Speaker, at the minimum, they will be selling to the Ghana Gold Board. Gross. This gold.
Mr. Speaker, I'm coming in point of order. Mr. Speaker, 1.5 onward. What house? If this can export gold, and secondly, the gold board will be exempted from taxes. And so when passed by this house, the 1.5% is non-existent. And so why would we create the impression that we are abolishing exist? That is the point we are making. But as for supporting small-scale miners and miners generally, and we will make sure that things, and the law makes it in existence, that's not the reason for which we should repeal it. Mr. Speaker, to answer Mr. Speaker, we could have just waited to pass the gold board bill into law. After all, they have brought it under certificate of urgency. They brought it under finance minister tax control. And yet, we are telling the Ghanaian people that we are abolishing that tax for political advantage, which is not the case, Mr. Speaker. And thank you.
Mr. Speaker, the ranking members are being collected. Mr. Speaker, the incident on the withholding tax is on the miner and the person selling the gold board. Who is on the miner and the person selling the gold? It is not on gold board. The incident is not on gold board. What the gold is, Mr. Speaker, I made reference to withholding tax on unprocessed gold. Who sells the gold to the gold board? From small-scale miners. The saying here is that the aggregators who are buying the gold, or whoever the Ghana Gold Board will be buying the gold from, after this one, we are exempting them from the payment of tax. That is what we are trying to say. Let's take 1.5% withholding tax. That is what we are trying to say. NEF, as we speak now, 1.5. So what we are saying is that if you are bringing the gold board into existence and they are going to be exempted from paying it, then there's no point. MPP, we have already done that for the miners. So all the mining companies, the small scale miners, when they pay 1.5 through the 1.5. So Mr. Speaker, that's all that we are trying to get here. Yes, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, what was done in continue with it. Mr. Speaker, for an individual to an parliament. And so all what we are trying to do here, Mr. Speaker, is to exempt the small scale miners. And by doing so, we are improving that is a fact. And Mr. Speaker, for the record, the minority leader in his submission said that he was rather expecting us to allow 1D1 of finance. And so we don't want to go there. If you want to carry it, you were in office for 8 years. 8 years. You couldn't approve it. Minority leader. There's he's still arguing and standing his grounds as though he is an opposition leader. Mr. Speaker, he may have to pay attention. The issue of tax is nothing was introduced for the private sector. He knows that. He knows that. If you are saying that the system was being abused, it's different from arguing that the system in itself was not fit for purpose. Get that sector. You say you want to create jobs. How do you create jobs? You don't create jobs through sacking people in the public sector and replacing them. You create jobs by giving incentives to the private sector. That is the reality. If you have more money available, you are talking about disposable income. You are talking about disposable income. Mr. Speaker, what it means is that the private sector can thrive by taking advantage of that. So, Mr. Speaker, the finance ministry.
On conclusion of the debate, those against the income tax amendment bill 2025 is read the second time.
To remove the withholding on winnings from lottery and on purchase of unprocessed gold and to
The second time. Honorable Majority Leader, should we move to provision motion number 65?
Very much so, very much so.
Honorable Finance Minister, motion number 65.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that procedural motion advertised as item.
Honorable members, the motion is moved and seconded, and it is for the consideration of the House. Honorable members, this is a procedural motion. Honorable members, the ayes have it at page 15 of today's other paper. Honorable members, the income tax amendment. As usual, today I am mentioning the case clause 43 of the Narcotic Control Commission bill has not been debated by this floor. Therefore, it is unconstitutional. So, honorable members, I want to go through the clauses one after the other. Honorable members, clause 1.
Section 6 of Act 896 amended.
Honorable members, clause 1 of the bill is for the consideration of the House. And there be no proposed amendment bill, say aye. Those against, say no. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Your pleasure to take
896 amended.
Honorable members, there is no advertised amendment. However, these clauses are for the consideration of the House. Any proposed amendment? Yes, honorable member. Honorable, I thought you are on your feet. There be no proposed amendment. You got up on your feet when I called.
Mr. Speaker, I'm coming under Order 64 of the Standing Orders, and Article 102 and Article 104. Mr. Speaker, it is right that when these orders are invoked, Mr. Speaker, you know where we are heading, that the quorum is called to question. We'll consider whether this, Speaker, I want to move that if the majority that they have, they can get some in the House, and perhaps business can continue.
Ring the bell. Clark, please ring the bell. Let's make progress. There be no advertisement. The question, therefore, is as many as are in favor of clause 2 and 3 say aye. Those against say no. Members, long title. May I have your pleasure so that we take clause 4 and 5 together.
Section 119 of Act 896 amended. First heading of Act 896.
However, the clauses are for the consideration of the House. All those who are in favor of clause 4 and 5 being part of the bill say aye. 4 and 5 shall stand part of the bill. Our members, long title.
Means from lottery and on purchasing.
Members, the long title of the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2025 for your consideration. Honourable members, there is no advertised amendment. Is there any proposed amendment? Honourable members, there be no proposed amendment. The question therefore is, as many as are in favour of the long title standing part of the bill, say aye. Those against, say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The long title is ordered to be part of the bill. Honourable members, we have come to the end of consideration of the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2025. Yes, Honourable Majority Leader.
Honourable, let's take 67.
Yes, 67.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to move that motion advertised taken now. I so move.
Honourable members, the motion is moved. Any seconder? Yes, Speaker, I second. Yes, this is the procedural motion. The question therefore is, as many as are in favour of the motion, say aye. Those against, say no. Honourable members, the ayes have it. The motion is adopted. Yes, Majority Leader. Item number 68.
68, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Honourable Finance Minister.
Right, Honourable Speaker. I beg to move that the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2025 be now read the third time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, the motion is moved. Any seconder? Yes, Speaker, I second the motion. Motion moved and seconded, and it is for the consideration of the House. Yes, honourable member, under order 64, I ask that they should ring the bell for 10 minutes. Yes. Member 68, say aye. Those against, say no. The ayes have it, the motion is adopted.
To remove the withholding rate to provide for related matters.
Honourable members, the Income Tax Amendment Bill 2025 is read a third time and accordingly passed. Yes, Majority.
Mr. Speaker, can we take a 30-minute suspension?
Yes, Honourable, what is your pleasure?
I'm asking for a 30-minute suspension, Mr. Speaker. To this call. Because the challenge has been, from yesterday, the challenge has been availability of the report. We have enough report. We have, as of the last count, we have about 5 reports ready. We should take them. What's the need for break? No, but well, that can be looked at. That can be looked at. But I'm saying that we have a report. We can work. No, when a call for quorum is made, there's a process. We haven't exhausted the process. So let's work. We can continue to work. Let's work.
Honourable member, when your leader is speaking, you can also be on your feet. Yes, what is the issue?
Speaker, it's just a very generous reminder that the 10 minutes is up.
Honourable member, the application and the reference is for suspension of the House. That is the issue under consideration. So please, Kindly resume your seat. Yes, leaders, what's the pleasure?
2 minute suspension. And then we'll come back very soon.
Honorable members, and then be taking it with your left hand. Honorable members, I am inclined to suspend the House for 30 minutes. The House is accordingly suspended for 30 minutes. When your leader is